nothing ever happens. Go.
Trust candies. Stay out of trouble.
Ah, you're back. So, what news? Good. I do feel for the boy. He really loved Camelot. Probably the last truly loyal keep. I knew his honour wouldn't let him hide it from the others in the Orns. Now, I'll get One Eye, and together we'll go to the Orns. Not everybody will be happy about it. Those who don't support us will be released from their oath, and I'll ensure they're safe. After that, whatever they choose to do. Brothers, today marks a new chapter in the history of the Horns of the... I understand your pain. I know you feel helpless in the face of the looming terror. Camelot has abandoned us, brothers. For years, they've given us no aid. All they do is take our resources, send us to senseless slaughter, and keep us in the dark. Camelot doesn't see us as equals. They've forgotten Seawall Firstfoot's legacy and the promise King Arthur made to us. We were meant to stand as equals. We were meant to be just as powerful. And all this time, do you know what they've done to the founder of the Horns of the South? For over 600 years, Seawall has been alive. Forgotten by King Arthur and all. You don't have to take my word for it. Seawall's tomb is open. Go and see for yourself. I say, enough. Enough of being fed a rotten meat. We swore loyalty to the torturers of one of the noblest knights to ever walk Avalon. I say, enough! We will no longer honour an oath made to dishonourable people. But, my brothers, I bring news. Galahad the Pure, the same Galahad who threatened to burn half our garrison at... Galahad's death is our chance to break free from Camelot. Enough lies. No more risking everything for the... You're probably wondering, how can we protect the South on our own? How can we defend ourselves when Camelot comes to reclaim their slaves? I know the lockdown of the fortress surprised you, and for that, I truly apologise, but it was necessary to keep you from our new allies, the Del Rita tribes, led...
I know, my brothers, I know. This must be a shock, especially since I didn't share my plans with you earlier. Thanks to this alliance between the Ords of the South and the Dalriada tribes, we are securing the safety of the South and our independence.
The tribes will provide us with the military support our depleted ranks desperately need. The tribes will help us rid the South of the bandits who've plagued our people for years. Together, we'll share knowledge and resources to ensure a better...
We will not drain your resources. In fact, we'll replenish your armories and fill your pantries. In return, all we ask is your loyalty. If you see a brother from the Dalriada fight in the Camelotian, stand.
Of course, if anyone isn't in favour of this alliance, I declare a new era for the Horns of the South. Those who don't wish to help build this future are released. To those who choose to stay, I promise a good life. Now, brothers, return to your duties and rest easy. The Horns of the South will... An honest matter. Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wield. How are you supposed to do that? But if the pin that secured your entry to the Horns has led you here, I think I know what the one who gave... You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy, whatever that means. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part of a certain ritual. Only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers. None of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up, when you wake up again in the morning, you'll know. Unfortunately, the gong is broken. So first, you'll need to find a way to fix it. And since it's made of weird steel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Oshbrit should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with weird steel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble. Well, I'm not going to lie. From what I've heard, many people never woke up. They fell into eternal slumber, so that's why we abandoned the tradition. And those who woke up were changed, and none of them. Then you'll have to find someone smarter than me, because I... Well, of course they tried. It turns out that the keepers who passed the ritual could hold it longer than anyone else.
Maybe it'll be enough for what you need, and maybe something. It's your risk. And
go, and may the southern wind be in your favour. If you need anything from the old captain...
Trust isn't a luxury we have right now. We understand enough. They can fight. They're quick to learn the land, and they're just as desperate to... And they don't really have a choice. Their enemies are our enemies now. If they turn on us, they'll still have to face Camelot's anger, and they stand a better chance with us than without. His self-preservation's a stronger glue than any... We'll figure out the rest later, or we won't. But at least we'll know the outcome, because we'll... Well, then I'll do what I've always done. Adapt, compromise. Then they'll be free to leave the keep and die stubborn. But I've seen enough to know this. When the enemy's knocking at the gates, old grudges turn to dust. Survival makes allies out of everyone. Oh, well, dead men tell no tales, huh? But maybe, just maybe, it was also about breaking this damn cycle of mistrust and division. We can't afford to be splitting the world into us and them. That road always leads to the grave. See what's happened already? Camelot's fractured into political factions, waging a war against itself, just like the tribes they claim to be superior to. Everyone's at each other's throats. It's as if they didn't realize that the weirdness won't wait until they come to their senses before it bites them in the ass. All I can tell you right now is that we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I have my suspicions, but Feargas isn't blind. He'll either see the truth or he'll break himself trying to cling to the ashes. Well, that's his choice, not mine. It means they lose a damn good man. But if his loyalty to old ideals runs deeper than his loyalty to the fight ahead, then...
Caledon's back, and with the Dalrita, no less. Let's hope he knows what he's doing, or the keep's going to be in for one hell of a mess.
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is?
Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant, ancient statue that somebody tried to turn to dust, they must have had a good reason for it.
Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, the terror from the sea will bite me in the eye.
Of course I can fix it. I've been doing this kind of thing since I could swing a hammer. It's a skill we pass down from master to apprentice, generation to generation. Obviously, though, you'd have to bring me a couple things so that I can act.
Wanderer in the sunken village. Back in the day, you just needed to look at the stars and you'd know where you were going. Now, even there, I guess I'm just an old man listening to this. Every wave carries a story, you know. Some are whispers, others are roars. Long ago, I decided to wait for something to happen. So, for what's ahead of me. But I can feel that it's closer than ever. Everything that's around us, it's not yet the end. And that thought really bothers me. Monsters? I think you misunderstand. I don't see any monsters here. Only lost villagers. It's sad. But as you can see, not much depends on us. The world just keeps on. They were given some time, which they've tried to use as much as they could. That's all. I'm glad they allow me to stay here despite what happened. It's the cycle of life. There's nothing to be afraid of. If you're sometimes you just need to sit and look. Watch everything turn. The sunken village was not always sunken, but one day someone, undoubtedly important, so the wave came and made the village into the sunken village. I know that some druids did it. Specific individuals, although their names have long been forgotten. This is no great... You'd have to ask those responsible for the flood. Who knows what's going through people's heads? Maybe someone ordered them to do it. We'll never know. That's a good question. Maybe they burnt during the charred conclave. Nevertheless, the punishment was delivered and justice prevailed. At least that's what those who set fire to the stakes preach. All in the name of... Among others, this wouldn't have happened if not for Camelot's desperation. Many tragic decisions. I don't know if the word was so unambiguous or if its interpretation failed. What happened on the fields of the charred conclave wasn't just about... It was about things and forces we don't understand. Long ago enough for people to have no chance of discovering why, and yet recently enough that this place still reminds us of it. Now the village is what it is, and the past has washed away. At least it can and I'll stay and look. I have everything I need. Before you go, I would like... I understand. I see you. I hear you. And I have a feeling that you will... You can come keep me company whenever you want. Safe travel. Safe.
Just another peaceful moment. How did you, oh, forget it. I don't even...
Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to, if you...
I have nothing to tell you. I could try to talk you out of it, but I'm guessing that wouldn't work.
Please, state your... Drag your nose to read a dog's back here? Oh, I'm not sticking around to see how that ends. Let someone else get their throat slit. Go chop off some... Please, stick... Do you keep bandit...
Disturb my peace. You made an oath never to summon me again. Excalibur, is it really you who come from a time beyond?
It seems he speaks to me.
Welcome.
I can see that you know me, but I am a mere shadow of my true self. I don't remember you, Lord.
That's what you told me, my friend. The next time we see each other. But you are here now, even in this.
Where should I look for myself?
Avalon's fate has never rested upon one person alone. Yet here you are, trying again, restless and eager to take the responsibility again.
Tell me what I must do to be worthy to lead Avalon once more.
Your path is true. Seek wholeness, and Avalon will reveal what it needs from you.
Thank you.
And you, mortal. You have given yourself to the king's service. You are where Arthur. Take out your sword and fear no failure. It is yours to take. The promise I gave thy mother is fulfilled, and thus our pact is ended. And when you reach your journey's end,
I am his will, the fire that bends the world to his command. I am the blade that shapes.
Enough, Merlin. You can't keep throwing lives into this abyss. These experiments, they're destroying what remains of us.
Destroying us? They're what's keeping us alive. Do you think the Four Dwellers will stop for pity or mercy? Every soul we lose here saves 10 more on the battlefield. You told me to do this. You sanctioned this. And I'm close to getting it right. I know it.
No. We can't justify this. There's no victory worth such a cost.
You know full well, Arthur, that this isn't about victory. It's about survival. If we don't push these boundaries, there will be no future for your kingdom. For Avalon. You dream of peace, but without victory, there will be no peace to dream of. The path ahead is brutal. But if we relent now, we lose everything.
And yet we keep losing people and gaining nothing in return. We must change the path.
They volunteered for this.
They volunteered to save our kingdom. And you've gotten no closer to doing it. Their sacrifices cannot be in vain, Merlin. Find another way. Use your mind, your wisdom. Leave this slaughterhouse you've created behind.
A different way. That will take time. And resources we may not have. The enemy won't wait.
They will if I make them. Whatever it takes, I will buy you that time. Find me a weapon that wins this war without annihilating what we fight to protect.
Whatever it takes.
Yes. Let it be known that it was my decision, and I will bear the consequences of it.
Oh no, my king. People can never know. It was all my idea, and you knew nothing about it. All of us have our role to play. You are the leader, and they need to love you. If we win, you need to become more than a man. You need to become a symbol.
Now, I remember. Before you judge me, it all seems so obvious now, doesn't it? The right, it wasn't back then. And you can... We were on the brink of losing the war. And wars aren't won with wishful thinking. There was no clean path, no noble answer. Only the weight of reality pressing. Something had to be done. Or everything. And in the end, the ones who stepped forward, who chose to pay the price, and their deaths gave Merlin the knowledge he needed to finish his work. To find something that could really... Justified? No. Justification is for those who have the luxury. They were brave men who volunteered their lives. The difference was that if Merlin succeeded, one man's sacrifice could have saved us all. Could have ended the war before if sacrificing a few meant the survival of all, then maybe they never saw justice. Maybe their real stories were erased from history. Call it cruelty. Call it madness. But if I'd done nothing, but the kingdom still stands. The people live. I did. But this wasn't about pride. The truth about all this would have... And a king doesn't get to flinch. If that meant carrying the weight alone, so be it. I told him to stop the experiments on our men, but to keep going. He started experimenting on the Four Dwellers. If their bodies could be broken down, their power turned against them. Wasn't that... So he figured out how to twist the Four Dwellers' power into something. I told him to conquer the weirdness. And in the end, he did. He found a way to make me stronger. It wasn't just magic. It was something deeper, older. And with it, we won. The war ended. Avalon was ours. That's the question, isn't it? I keep thinking about Seawall. And I thought he did. I grieved him. Told myself his sacrifice had meaning, that he had given his life for Avalon. And now, after all these years, I told myself I carried the weight of my choices. But seeing him, I wonder if I ever...
You've got that look again, like you've seen something you wish you hadn't. Another piece of the king's soul reclaimed, right? What did it show you this time? Merlin. Ah, Merlin. The king thought it could save us. Merlin thought it could be controlled. Together, they were willing to tear the world apart to win. I was a prototype for Merlin's latest idea. Me and Seawall, the kings, used and discarded when they found a better way. When they decided to go even deeper into their madness and turn our king into a monster. Fight back. Against who? Merlin? The king? You don't fight gods when you're just a pawn on their board. You endure. You wait. And when the time comes, you either break, or you'll... That's what I do. What I've always done. Even if he didn't, he should have. He was desperate to win. And desperation doesn't leave room for conscience. Every scream, every scar. Even if he didn't see it, he allowed it. That's as good as approving it. Seawall was Merlin's first attempt. We could say I was lucky, but to say that would take a truly macabre sense of humor. The monsters, the weirdness, the chaos. We're left in the ruins of their grand plans, trying to uphold their ideals, fighting for what never was. It's time to bury all these fairy tales in a well-deserved grave. And that's what I do. Of course he'd say that. There's always a scapegoat and a convenient excuse for men like him. But it doesn't absolve him. Not when he was the one who unleashed this madness on all of us. He wanted victory, no matter the cost. And when you want something that badly, you stop looking too closely at what's been... And, after all, who said we were supposed to win this war? Who said we were supposed to survive? You've seen what they did, what he did. And that's not the end of the story. It's not the extent. Find the pieces of his soul. Put him back together, if that's what it takes. And then we, or I alone, if you decide to defy me, can end. Either way, we will get to his resurrection. I've seen it too many times to believe the cycle will be broken before it happens. But know this, once he's whole, Arthur's power, his mistakes, and his mad... And when that moment comes, I'll be there. Whether to stand with you, or step over you. The choice is yours. Just remember that when that happens, and you stand by his side, there won't be room for both of you. Start. You've already started. But if you want the next piece, head to Kunacht. The menhir there is failing. The weirdness swallowing what's left of the village. You will need to find another artifact. The shield our king gave to Palamedes. He was one of the king's finest. A voice of reason amidst the madness. But it didn't save him or his legacy from what they had coming. Find the shield, and then